They saw you being quiet and thought you were weak. They left you on read and thought you'd beg. They ignored you, expecting you to break. They were wrong. You're not here to chase what should come naturally. And in this video, we're going to talk about why mentally strong people never beg for love, attention, or respect, and how you can get to that level, starting today. Let's be real, life feels brutal when you're the one trying, and they couldn't care less. When your texts get shorter. When your presence feels like a burden. When they give you breadcrumbs, and you're starving for connection. And that's exactly the trap. You think giving more will fix it. You think loving harder will finally make them see your worth. But here's what they don't tell you: the more you beg, the less you're respected. The more you chase, the more they run. People don't value what's desperate. They value what's rare. So if you're stuck in that pattern, it's time to change it. Not to get them back, but to get yourself back. Because here's the truth. Real love, real attention, and real respect, they aren't earned by begging. They're earned by becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to beg. Let's talk about how. The first thing you've got to understand is this: needing love isn't weakness. We're human. We crave connection, it's wired into our DNA. Babies cry for touch. Teenagers rebel to be seen. Adults break down in silence because no one noticed they were struggling. So, yeah, we all want love. But the line between wanting love and begging for it, that line is self-respect. When you beg, you're saying, "I'll take anything. Just don't leave me." When you're mentally strong, you say, "If it's not real, I don't want it." And that shift, that's the game changer. Think about it. A diamond doesn't scream for attention. It just is valuable. And people treat it that way. But if a diamond started yelling, "Hey, look at me. Please pick me," it'd lose its worth instantly. Same goes for you. When you know your value, you stop auditioning for roles in other people's lives. You stop forcing conversations. You stop shrinking yourself just to fit in spaces you've outgrown. But here's the challenge. We're raised to think that effort equals love. That if we just do more, people will choose us. So we overgive. We over-apologize. We overlook red flags. All in the name of love. Let me say this clearly. If you have to beg someone to see your worth, they were never meant to be in your life long term. Mentally strong people have boundaries. They know when to walk away. They know that silence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's punishment. They know that if someone wanted to talk to you, they would. And when they don't, mentally strong people don't spiral. They redirect that energy inward. Instead of texting first for the 100th time, they go for a walk. Instead of crying over being ignored, they hit the gym. Instead of venting to someone who doesn't listen, they journal their thoughts and breathe through the pain. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about showing up for yourself when no one else does. Let's take it deeper. Begging for love, attention, or respect comes from a wound. Usually from childhood. Maybe your parents weren't emotionally available. Maybe you were constantly told you weren't enough unless you performed, achieved, obeyed. So now, you're playing that same game with people. Hoping that if you just do more, they'll finally choose you. Approve of you. See you. But here's the hard truth. Healing doesn't come from others validating your worth. It comes from you finally realizing you don't have to prove it anymore. That your value isn't up for debate. That being left out doesn't mean you're unworthy. That being alone doesn't mean you're unlovable. It means you're making room for people who won't need convincing. Mental strength is built in moments of silence. In the space between rejection and reaction. When someone ghosts you and instead of chasing, you breathe, feel the hurt, and move forward anyway. That's not weakness. That's power. Now let's talk about what mental strength actually looks like, in practice. First, emotional control. You're allowed to feel everything. But you don't have to act on everything. You can feel lonely, and not text your ex. You can feel sad, and still show up for yourself. You can feel rejected, and still not beg. Second, solid boundaries. Mentally strong people don't let someone walk all over them just because they love them. They know love without respect isn't love, it's manipulation. They say no when something feels off. And they mean it. Third, detachment from outcomes. They don't tie their worth to how someone reacts. If you like me, cool. If you don't, also cool. Their peace doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. And last, but this one's big, self-respect. They treat themselves how they want to be treated. They don't wait for others to see them. They see themselves, fully. Honestly. Kindly. Look, I know it's hard. When you care about someone, when you love someone, the instinct is to hold on tighter. But sometimes strength looks like letting go. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring about yourself more. You deserve love that flows freely, not love you have to chase. You deserve attention that feels warm, not attention you have to beg for. You deserve respect that's consistent, not respect that disappears when it's inconvenient. And the only way to get that is to become someone who demands it through their energy, not their words. So the next time you feel the urge to reach out to someone who keeps leaving you hanging, pause. Ask yourself, is this coming from strength, or from fear? Because love, attention, and respect, the real kind, they don't come when you beg. They come when you believe you're enough, even when no one's clapping for you. Let them wonder why you stopped trying. Let them notice your silence. Let them feel your absence. You've got healing to do. Growth to chase. Peace to protect. Don't ever beg for love. Become love. Don't beg for attention. Give it to yourself first. Don't beg for respect. Live in a way that demands it. Because once you realize your worth, begging will feel like betrayal. You don't need them to choose you. You need you to choose you. That's mental strength. That's peace. That's power.